everybody. My name is Kruti and I'm 18 years old. Well, actually, it's my birthday next week, so I won't be 18 anymore. Well, today is very special, don't you think? It's Universal Children's Day, and TEDxYouth have done a fantastic job in highlighting by gathering us here today and giving us youngsters a voice. Children's Day is also celebrated in India, where I'm originally from, but it's celebrated on the 14th of November. And this is because it's the birthday of India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Nehru. He was very fond of children and did a lot for the youth of the nation. He believed that the youth were the future and foundation of any country, and I strongly agree. But with a twist to that. I feel not just the future, we're the youth of today, and we're already doing great things. Thing about me is I'm a very curious person. I love to learn, and I'm always asking questions, and so I guess that makes me a little bit nosy too. And that made me a fairly good student too. I would get praiseworthy grades. A little while later, I realized that maybe I wasn't doing so great in school anymore, and that was because school became boring. It just wasn't enough. It was the same old monotonous story every single day. I was like, why am I not learning anything new? It was just, okay, English, math, science every single day, whatever. But it wasn't exciting. I didn't have any passion for it anymore. So it wasn't until college that I was doing my A-levels and I came across a concept called Dance for Life. I had no idea what it was. I actually thought it was starting up a dance club or something. And I thought, yeah, I like dancing, and I'm young, and, I'll help out. So I decided to sign up for it. We went to a one-day training, and that's where I found out that, wow, it's not just about dancing. It's actually an organization which is youth-led, and they fight against the spread of HIV and AIDS. That really shocked me, that young people and really fighting and for a cause, especially to do with HIV and AIDS, that really didn't occur to me that could happen, and young people really cared about stuff like this. And Dance for Life made me realize that, yes, I want to help this cause too. I didn't realize I wanted to help people. It was just like a silent wish. I didn't think I would get so much satisfaction and sense of belonging and fulfillment after joining the project. Well, so it started off all in school, like I said, in A-levels, and I would do stuff like fundraisers, and I would talk in assemblies about what the program is. I even did a couple of sexual education lessons focusing on HIV. And that was a very different experience for me. I didn't think I would be that confident, or, didn't think people would listen to me, but it was absolutely opposite effect, because I think you are more interested when you're listening to your peers rather than a bunch of, teachers that they're just doing their job and they don't really want to inspire you as much. Because of Dance for Life, I have had a great opportunity to travel this year. I've been to 3 countries in about 4 months. I went to the AIDS conference, where I also had to do a speech. And then I went to a leadership training in South Africa, where I met loads of other Dance for Lifers around the world and made great friends. Also, now I'm here, and I didn't think I'd be here. I definitely wouldn't be here if I was getting D's in maths. So Dance for Life, thank you. And what else? Really, I feel that I found my passion through Dance for Life, and, well, I think you can too. Not through Dance for Life, but whatever you are passionate about, you should go for it. And, for example, think of, how people might have wanted to start a radio station at school, and thought, I'm too scared to bring it up, or I don't know what to do about it. I say, well, you should get up and make it happen, because what if some other fellow decided to go up to the principal and say, I want to do a radio station, and you're just left thinking, well, that was my idea, So you shouldn't just sit back. Helping others has made a lot of difference to me. It made me confident. It made me who I am today, and made me maybe see a different dream, that I want to pursue something else other than academics. Of course I'll go to university and stuff, but maybe volunteering is something that I'm really interested in. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm just an ordinary girl with extraordinary hopes. And if I can come this far, then I'm sure you can too. Thank you.
What I'm really wondering about is what you can... these are all very young people. And now we're trying to see you're doing a really good job and being very successful in it and being very confident. But what would you say that they can do practically? If they want to help out now, what can they do on a very, very small scale?
Well, for me, I didn't know that I could do stuff like extracurricular activities in school. So first of all, find out through school, ask your teachers if there's something I can do outside of school, and you join a club or something like that. And then you might realize that you like doing something. It could start from a talent. If you like singing, then maybe find something related to that. And then, yeah, basically ask someone who you trust and you know that knows you well enough to suggest you something useful.
Because with you, it's starting with Dance for Life. And one of a sudden, you decide that you find AIDS so important that you wanted to help with it. But how did that came about?
Well, I had no idea. I mean, I had heard of HIV and AIDS, but I didn't really know much about it. And despite not really knowing anybody that has HIV personally, I just think it's very important, because you don't think that young people are out there engaging in sexual activity, but it happens. You know, it may happen in the dark, but it happens. So I'm a young person too, and that means it's my peers that is involved here, and which is why it means a lot to me and it's close to my heart.
But still, if these children and young people wanted to do something about HIV/AIDS, what would you say to them that they can do?
Well, that's a difficult question. I don't know in particular about HIV and AIDS. There are loads of organizations like Dance for Life, or maybe encourage the school curriculum to offer more sexual education, and then you can find out more about it.
That's a good point. You can ask your school to help them get your point across.
Yeah, I think most schools do have sexual education. I'm not sure how it works in Holland, but in the UK we do have sexual education, but it's not highlighted enough, and it's just brief information about different aspects of sexuality. And if you think that HIV and AIDS is what you want to know more about, then maybe not during classroom time. I mean, outside of classroom time, you go and find out and talk to a counselor in your school and just learn and get your questions answered.
All right. Well, if you have a very good idea, here someone in the room has a very good idea for a cause that he wants to help out with, would it be best to start your own small cause and then start marketing and stuff? Or would you say find a big cause that kind of supports your problem and then go to them and help them out? What would you say? Start it yourself or go to an existing cause?
No, definitely the first one, because then you get a sense of fulfillment and you feel like you really achieved something, you know, and you end up putting a lot more effort into it. Whether if you join a big cause, maybe they'll tell you to do things that you might not want to do or you're not sure about. You might not open up as much as you would if you started doing it by yourself.
And did you do that too? Start one by yourself?
No, but it was similar to that, because Dance for Life had never come to my school before. It was the first year it was introduced. So yeah, it was kind of in my hands and my friends that we could shape it the way we wanted to, lead it the way we wanted to in school. So yeah, we could experiment with it, even though it was already existing.
Right. I think it's really nice that if you have an idea, that you can just go for it and start your own small cause and get people excited for your idea. Does anyone have questions for her right now? The time is already up, but we can deal with one question. No? All right. Then I will thank you very much, and thank you very much for your really hard work. We really appreciate it. Thank you.